In 2026, QA automation engineer questions have changed more than any previous year before. And AI was quite a significant factor here. And that's why I've decided to share with you guys 8, not the most popular, but the latest interview questions from the market from the guy who went for QA automation engineer position and actually got that job offer. So make sure to stick until the end to learn the latest and greatest QA automation plus AI interview questions and answers. And also, in case you're new here, let me quickly remind you, why should you trust this guy right here? My name is Sergey Kromchenko, and I'm a software QA engineer, lead manager, and a senior engineering manager of SDAT in the past. But these days, I'm helping people like you to become a QA engineer from scratch or to improve your existing skills, just like in this video, or even to learn how to answer interview questions and get a job offer. By the way, guys, if you want to make sure that you're not going to be losing or missing useful content like this one, make sure to hit this subscribe button right now. All right, let's continue. The first question that this guy had was very simple. Which framework do you actually use at the current company you're working for? There are quite a lot of frameworks these days, but I'm going to start from the oldest one that some companies are still using, but slowly moving away from. And that one is called Selenium. A lot of companies do still use it. I am saying that, no worries. But most companies are moving to more modern frameworks, such as Cypress, for the last couple of years. And lately, it's been Playwright. That's the one that's been skyrocketing, and majority of startups are using Playwright. Majority of large enterprise companies who are opening new projects are also switching to Playwright because it's the fastest, it's the most efficient one, and the most trendy one, as Microsoft is fully supporting it right now. I believe they were actually the ones who've built it, if I'm not mistaken. Question number 2. How did you set up your Playwright test automation framework? Well, I built it from scratch by utilizing actual Playwright and TypeScript, JavaScript, or Python, or any programming languages that you guys have been using or learning, because I know a lot of you have gone through boot camps and you're just starting your job search process. Whatever language you've learned, you can say that you've used, but I hope you did not learn Java or C#.
Are you serious right now, bro?
As I don't think you need to learn something heavyweight as those languages for such an easy, light scripting tasks as test automation. The structure is clean. Separate folders for pages, tests, fixtures, helpers, and test data. I configured Playwright config file with multiple projects for cross-browser coverage. Set retries for flaky network conditions or just flaky tests. And wired up HTML reporter for local runs and Allure for CI/CD. And by the way, we do use GitHub Actions. Oh, by the way, an authentication state is handled by storage state. So you will not have to log in multiple times. You could reuse that state or that pretty much session. How do you write reusable and maintainable test suites? Well, in this world, still, there are quite a few design patterns that you can use for test automation. But no matter what you say, the most popular one in the world as of now is still page object model. A lot of people will mix it with the different design patterns, such as fractional or others, or they will simply mix it with the components, but still. The most popular one is a page object model, and that's how majority of companies and people in the world are structuring it right now, where each page is a class and each method describes as a user action. Test data lives in fixtures or JSON files. You never hard-code it into actual test itself. And by the way, I tag tests as critical, regression, or smoke to run subsets of tests when we need them, so we wouldn't have to run everything all together or separate files or folders. We could pick each task from a different folder by simply specifying a tag. And honestly speaking, the goal of Page Object Model is that any new team member who joins our team can easily read the task line by line and understand what are the user actions without actually needing to read the implementation of that code. How do you find elements and handle dynamic elements by using CSS selectors? Honestly speaking, CSS selectors can wait because Playwright is doing quite an amazing job. And here's my order. Number 1, get by test ID, get by role, and get by label. And only after that, if I cannot get any of these, only then I'll look for actual CSS selectors. And lastly, if I cannot find, I'll use the very powerful XPath that a lot of you might say you should not use, but if you know how to use it, it's more powerful than any of these tools that we have just mentioned. For dynamic elements or things with the generated RDs, such as partially generated selectors, I will actually select partial class or partial attribute, such as class asterisk or star equals to, and then you can specify partial selector. That little asterisk or star will mean that this is a partial attribute, not a full one. But one of the best things any one of you guys can do, and literally if you say this, if you tell this to your developers, to your manager, to your developers manager or director, they will see much more in value in you than in majority of QA engineers. Because if you say that, hey developers, if you guys can please add test IDs to every actionable item on the page, whenever you're creating new pages, elements, features, or you're updating pages, simply add test ID to every actionable item. And if you will do so, it takes you 30 seconds to prevent hours of debugging on a QA side. Trust me, I've done it and people have loved it. Well, everyone except developers. And one of my favorite questions, how do you keep tests up to date? Well, this one can have quite a variety of different answers depending on how is your CI pipeline is set. In 90% of the worldwide cases, to be honest, in 90% of the companies or QA teams in the world, QA test automation repository is a separate thing from the dev's repo or from actual source code, right? From the app code. And that's completely fine, but what happens here, when developers make changes, your code will fail only after those changes make it to QA environment. And then you have to update your test cases. That's good, that's okay, you've caught it, you didn't let the bug go out to production. But if this QA pipeline, if the QA repo would be a part of the dev's repo, or if the dev's repo would trigger QA repo, the dev itself, himself or herself or whatever self in modern world would be triggered or would see that that test is failing. And if, as in 5 to 10% of the companies in the world, devs will be also responsible for fixing the test that they broke, then it would be much quicker and much easier for you to keep those tests up to date, as this question was asked about. But as we're touching AI topics here as well, Playwright has 3 AI agents: Planner, Generator, and Healer. And Healer is the one that will try to heal tests that broke down. Tests that broke down because devs did update selector. Healer might actually heal some of these tests and keep them up to date, but we still need human to verify those changes. That's why you're not getting fired. How do you handle unclear or incomplete acceptance criteria? On one side, you guys might say, well, this is a very basic question. On the other side, it happens in every single project in this world, trust me. I run multiple companies. I run actually 2 companies. Number 1, CodeMify, that's the one right here. That's the tech bootcamp where we help people to become QA automation engineers from scratch or to improve your existing skills. By the way, guys, if you're interested, if you need help to become tech professional or to upgrade your skills and become test automation engineer with the knowledge of AI, follow the link right below this video to schedule one-on-one with me. Anyways, platform number 2 is the one that helps people to learn English. And if you guys are interested in improving your English, I got a different channel for you that created specifically for people from this channel to improve your English and to become tech professional and to make more money all over the world. Anyways, that was a cool advertisement, but now let's continue. So what do you do when you get unclear or incomplete requirements? Number 1, we're all human. There is no magic here. If you got incomplete or unclear requirements, you simply write down how you understood it. When user sees this, user does that. Then you bring it to project product manager or product owner, and you ask that person, hey, did I get it right? Because this looks incomplete, or we do have some gaps here. And based on the feedback of product owner, product manager, the person who created those requirements or acceptance criteria, only then you can move forward. As your QA engineer, remember, you are an engineer. You cannot assume something works the way it's supposed to. You should always double check, verify, and only then say, okay, we're good to go. The next question is even funnier because they've asked, how do you test a new feature, for example, a car swap, with no requirements at all? I feel like they're trying to exaggerate it, take it to the next or even the last level to see how will you act or react when you don't have enough or you have no requirements at all. The goal of this question is to see how responsible are you. How far will you go until you're gonna feel like a nice guy that you should not be asking too many questions? And the thing is, you should never be a nice guy. You're a QA engineer. You should be a little bit an asshole and go, okay, car swap. What does car swap mean? Am I coming with my car? Is it a Tesla service? Are we talking about a brand? Are we talking about Worldwide Hertz or whatever the rental company is, where you drop your rental one car, you pick another car? If it's my car, is it a Tesla service where instead of swapping batteries, now we swap cars, just like an iPhone? You drop your iPhone, you get another one. That's the service? Most likely they're going to give you little adjustments, a little bit of info here and there, but still, it's not going to be complete. And the goal is for you to go step by step and rock them with questions until you fully understand it and simply write down all requirements. That's the goal, nothing else, to see how responsible are you and how far will you go before you say, okay, I don't feel good about asking questions nonstop. I gotta be nice and accept it the way it is. No, you never do that. Now, let's continue. Now, the last and the most valuable question right here. Why Playwright? When they ask you this question, they can understand quite a lot. If you're a junior, if you're close to be mid, if you're a mid or close to be senior plus level engineer, depending on how you answer it, depending on that, your salary literally depends on that. And while we're answering this question, I would split it into 4 parts. And you guys tell me if you would want to answer it differently, because Playwright has quite a lot of cool features, but these are my 4 favorite ones. Number 1, browser context. Number 2, MCP. Number 3, cross-browser testing out of the box. And most importantly, 3, AI agents that the whole world is talking about, such as Planner, Generator, and Healer. And I'll start from the end from those 3. Planner is the one that you will feed Jira tickets or requirements or your acceptance criteria to. Based on that, Planner will create a test plan or then test cases, and the generator will actually take them and generate actual Playwright tests or code. And afterwards, you can run that code, and then whenever that code breaks, the Healer AI agent will try to heal them, will make an attempt to heal them. And you will be the person to verify it all, if you would like to. Cross-browser testing is one of the most important reasons why I actually chose it after Cypress. Before, I used to use Cypress before Playwright became a thing, before it became pretty advanced, I could say. By the way, that happened about a half a year ago when Playwright has surpassed Cypress by the amount of jobs on the market. And if you want to see video that describes it and describes a roadmap for QA automation engineer, you can see it right here. Anyways, cross-browser testing comes out of the box with Playwright. Cypress, it does not. And especially with Cypress, you cannot even test different origins. On one side, I understand that you should be testing only one side. On the other side, sometimes you do have to get around things, and we should make things custom or customizable. As we're engineers, come on, we gotta be playing with things in different ways. We gotta massage things, we gotta use tools in the completely different ways that they were created for completely different purposes. Just because we're engineers, we can and we will always find a way to do so. Just like Ukrainians found a better way to use Patriots than actual Americans who created them themselves. Browser context is one of the most powerful Playwright concepts. A context is an isolated session with its own cookies, storage, and outstate, but it shares the underlying browser process, which means you can run 10 parallel tests as 10 logged in users without spinning 10 browser instances separately. So it's fast and clean. Now let's talk about MCP. Playwright now exposes a model context protocol server, which means that different AI agents, such as Claude or any other ones that you use, but everybody uses Claude, you should not use anything else because Claude is the best. That's not an advertisement, but you know the drill. All of those agents can now control browser through a Playwright as a tool. Practically, this enables AI-assisted exploratory testing, which is just mind-blowing in 2026. It had never happened before. Still, it's quite early to say it's good, but anyways, you can specify scenarios in a human language and Claude will explore application for you. Once again, it's early, but this is the direction where the industry is heading towards to. Aside of this, Playwright has a lot of different features. But I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite feature of Playwright and what was the most challenging question during an interview that you have actually failed recently? So the rest of the world would know. Leave a comment right below this video. And also, get some water, get some workout, and I'll see you on the next video. Hold on. Did I ask you to hit the like button below and subscribe to our channel? If I did not, make sure to do that because I've spent so much time recording this video for you. And also, if you do not want to miss out on such as useful content as this video or on that Playwright tutorial right there, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button once again.